Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Mic check. You guys hear me fine? Amazing. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes, let some people hop on. Just wait until we hit 30 people, then I'll start, guys. There you go. Okay, okay. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys all had a great day yesterday. Let's take a look at market conditions right now. Let's make our game plan. Let's know the best levels to be trading at today, and then let's make some freaking money. So, I want you guys to look at this. So I'm going to go over SPY first because I master SPY for those who don't know me. And then I'll give you guys TA and other tickers. Make sure to click watch list under watch list / alerts. And Mo put his game plan in there. So keep that in mind. Mohammed is he's away today. He's traveling. So I'm going to be staying on live stream till like 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna be get going. So just keep that in mind. So looking at the SPY's chart right now, ticker SPY SPY. What do you guys see when you're looking at this chart? Right. What I'm seeing right now is we have a clear floor. in a 20 cent range between 635 and 634.80. Every time we ended up breaking above this level, we came back to it every time, making higher lows, okay? Other than market close last night. But look where we ended up going in the after hours. We got a nice pop to, again, all-time highs. So what are we looking at? First thing I'm going to do is it's just like the last couple days. Look where the stock market closed. What day is it today? Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, okay? Look at Wednesday's close. Now look at yesterday's close, right? We have a big support in the 634 range. So PCP is 634.42. This is the floor that we were trading at. Even for yesterday, it was the floor, okay? We had a gap close reversal both times. Every single time we came back down to retest the PCP, we had a nice bounce, right? So we know we have a floor within the 634s. When is it the time to get extremely bearish? The time to get extremely bearish right now is if you look at PCP, right? If we end up rejecting here, it's a full dollar empty pocket to the downside, to 633.42, and then after that, it's going to be a straight flush to around the 632 levels. But as of right now, we don't want to have a bearish mindset at all. I don't want anyone to think puts until we have the reason to think puts, okay? So 635 to 634.80, this is looking like a great call zone in my opinion, right? This, if we start getting a breakdown towards market open, I will go back over this 5 minutes before market open to see where the next 30 minutes take us. But for right now, this is an amazing area. I'm going to make it green so everyone can follow suit. This is where I am going to want to be buying SPY call options at. And a lot of people, if you are curious, all you got to do is zoom out, right? Look at the resistance, right? From the last couple days at this level. Keep following the resistance. Keep following it, right? Look what happens once we end up holding this level as a support, right? We get a nice bullish move above it. We keep trying to go higher. We break through it. So it's a magnet. The 635 to 634.80 level is a massive magnet that we have to be keeping an eye out. And look, we're able to overshoot it before undershooting it. And we can undershoot it before overshooting this level. Okay? Keep this in mind. So I don't want to be buying first reaction calls as soon as we enter this pocket. I'm going to wait closer to PCP. Okay? Because looking left, look at all the support, look at all the bounce levels. This is why we are bullish at the floor, right? At the floor. The previous resistance now is a confirmed support. So once we get a dip back down to these levels and PCP, this is where we should be going long at because the chart is showing us that. We don't have too much data. Like we've only been in this range for the last 2 days, and one day we literally touched it and sold off immediately, right? So we pretty much have to use this as a day trade. We're just using the previous day for our game plan. And the previous day is showing us strong support in this range. This 60-cent zone here, big bounce levels. So instead of trying to bottom tick this, right, we're going to wait for a nice slice. If we hit PCP, I'll probably try calls here. But say I miss my entry. What am I waiting for? Small accounts, cash accounts. What are you waiting for to end up getting longs all the way back to yesterday's highs around the 636 level? Easy. We're going to get a nice breakdown here. Oh shit, I didn't find my entry. It looked too bearish. I'm going to sit on my hands. Cool. We get a strong bounce to a back above 635. This is where you take calls with the confirmation to go 1 full point up to potentially after hour highs. Okay, you guys following suit with me? It's pretty simple, right? We know that SPY is using this level as a magnet, and right now it's acting as a support. So anticipating, once we come back down, we are anticipating a bounce. Why? Because the prior day has shown us this is a massive bounce level. So instead of bottom ticking what people do, right? All you got to do is wait for the confirmation. We hold above 635. We're moonshotting, right? It's going to be free Easy money calls to the upside once we are able to hold 635. Now, what could happen during regular trading hours right now is we could get a nice dip back down to 635 right here, and we can immediately start bouncing, right? So don't think this gap is going to close on the first reaction. We could easily drop to 635, bounce to 636, and then get a drop to PCP. But there's a big but. If this level breaks, and if you look left, look at yesterday, look how many fake out breakdowns we had. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? 4 times we had a fake out breakdown. So this is why I don't want anyone to be buying calls on the first reaction of PCP. Where it most likely could be the low of the day. We could put a higher low in and take out a higher high. Or we could just be range trading, right? So that's my game plan. I want to be able to buy strong. I want to see strong buying power to be able to get 634 or 635 calls, the exact same thing as yesterday. Now, bear side to the upside. 636 is going to be one of the best levels to short, especially I'm gonna love puts if we don't fill this gap, right? PCP. If we don't fill SPY's previous closing price at 634.42, I would love puts around like 636 puts. But if we end up testing PCP and get back up to 636, I'm avoiding puts at all cost. All cost. Okay? So a close-knit range day today. I don't have too much to elaborate on the actual game plan. It's always if this, then that, and that's my game plan. If we bounce here, then I'm buying calls. If we reject here, then I'm buying puts. If we bounce off PCP, I'm getting calls to the upside. If we don't hit PCP and get to the 636 levels, I'm getting puts. I'm going to be looking for weakness, right? I'm not going to just buy, but that's pretty much the game plan. All we have is yesterday's trading day to go off of levels, and if you've been trading a while, you know it's the best trades usually don't happen with just one day support and resistances. So I'm expecting some fuckery today, to be honest. I'm expecting some fake outs, and that's why we're just going to trade wrong once levels, right? PCP, we're wrong once. 636, we are wrong once because we stop out, switch sides, right? Buy calls here, stop out, switch sides if there's a fake out at one of these two levels. So that is SPY. Let's take a look at the VIX. Let's go to the daily. So the VIX is on track to fill its last gap, right? There's two little lower gaps to fill. We didn't quite fill it yesterday or 2 days ago. So we could definitely see some upside before any reversal for VIX. So if you're looking at VIX, the VIX just moves the opposite as S&P 500. So when VIX goes down, SPY goes up and SPX go up. When VIX goes up, SPY and SPX go down, right? And ES. So I always keep an eye on the VIX. I just like to know where we're trading at. Like, is there a gap? Where's the magnet going to pull us to? And once you start thinking like that and you start planning out a trade, you're looking at different possibilities and outcomes of the trade that you're waiting for, right? And sometimes you could be extremely bearish on SPY, right? And be like, shit, well, the VIX has 2 lower gaps to fill. So what's easier? VIX to go down $1, right? Or SPY to drop $10, right? For hypothetically speaking. So just keep that in mind. That's why I use the VIX. Now let's go back. Let's take a look at the market. Guys, drop some tickers in the chat if you want me to do any TA on any stocks. And I don't want to waste anyone's time here. So when it comes down to SPY, you guys know exactly what we're looking at right here. Heavy support, heavy resistance, 636 resistance, mid 634 support, right? Once we lose support, look where we're going down to. Boop, right? The 631.80 level, 631.27 level. It's inevitable, right? We're getting a drop like this if we break support. Until then, get puts out of your brain. Don't be buying puts. Don't be swing trading puts until we have confirmation. Why are you going? We just had a massive rip and now we're consolidating. So why would you buy puts here? Trying to top tick? If you were to buy 1 month, 2 months out puts, are you like 635 puts, are you going to make money? Probably, right? We all know like we're going to eventually see some weakness eventually, but why would you get wrecked on IV for no reason? Right? Just wait for the confirmation. I'm telling you, the best trades happen with the confirmation. You don't want to be nervous in a trade like, shit, this is so bearish. Oh my God, why am I long? Or this is so bullish. Oh my God, why am I in puts? It's better just to be like, this is my trading style. This is the level that I want to be trading at. There is a clear resistance here. So I'm buying puts because if I'm wrong, all I got to do is switch sides, right? And that's pretty much my mentality to taking a trade. That's why I love the wrong once level. And that's why like I preach to like my students that I want like the best way to make money is to just trade, have a predetermined game plan and try to choose trades that you're wrong once at. Because if you're wrong and you get faked out, you know to swap sides and continue the momentum in that direction. So we got PCP, SPY's pretty much taken care of. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon pretty much has the same chart, right? Let's do some levels on Amazon right now. We have a big resistance level and support level. We'll drag this a little down, right? So around this 230 level is a big level for Amazon. I would like to see this crack a little bit and potentially 629 call. I don't trade Amazon, so I don't even know if there's contracts that do this, but a lot of people in our Discord do. So obviously I would go at the strike. If there's a 629, I would hit 629 calls if we ended up getting a dip pass down here. Let's look at a call buying opportunity. We got some crazy resistance from yesterday that we turned into support in the pre-market. I would love to see a retest of 632.23 for Amazon to go long, right? These are all wrong once levels. Do you see how I'm doing this? Resistance, previous resistance, now it's a support. If we come back down to here, I'm thinking calls. Why? Because the resistance turned into a support. And guess what? If we're wrong here, we swap sides and we go down almost $3. Okay? So that's Amazon. What anyone else want me to look at some other stocks? I can do AMD because I know some of you trade AMD. Let's make some key levels. And you want to get to the point where you just like end up being like a charting wizard, right? You want to be able to just look at a chart and be like, easy support and resistances, right? Nice levels. 161 on AMD is a massive level to be watching out. Prior resistance, right? We have not tested it. Back tested it in trading hours. So a good level to go long on Amazon is around the 161 level. Why? Because if we end up breaking the previous resistance, we're going back down to the next one, right? And it's going to be around the 156 range. You can even extend a little bit higher, the 157 range. MSTR, yes, I'll do that. Let me look at PLTR quick. Palantir is in an extremely bearish shape right now. From my experience day trading, we all know the inverse head and shoulders, right? When you see an inverse head and shoulders at that peak of a chart, it usually indicates downside, right? Inverse head and shoulders, if you trade shapes at the bottom of a chart, they usually pan out. When you see them like this at the top of a chart, it's not the bullish thing to see, but big resistance zone at say 155, right? 155 for PLTR. This we could start breaking down heavily, and we're going to be dropping probably 3 points down to 4 points down if we cannot hold the 155 range, right? Previous resistance, we made it support again, made it support again. If we lose pretty much 152.50, our PLTR is going to dump. We're most likely going to take out Wednesday's lows at 140, 148 to potentially even go to 145. So make some levels on Amazon. You see how I'm doing this, guys? If I'm wrong, I swap sides. I make sure I'm buying the best ranges possible, because if I buy calls at 152.50 and I'm wrong, guess what? It's an empty pocket down to 148. If I buy calls at 148, it's an empty pocket down 3 points, right? So you can join the other side. You don't got to hold hopes, okay? Let's take a look at Apple. I'm going to go to MSCR in a second. When you take a look at what are we on Apple right now, Apple's very strong. We have a big resistance zone at $2.14. Just say, let's just put it to 214.50, right? 214.50, massive resistance level. If we break, we're gonna end up getting a nice push to, I would say 216, right? 216 level. But we could fall weak, right? So I'm not interested in the upside of Apple, to be honest. I don't like trading all-time highs. But if we start creating a roof at 214.50, of course I'm going to take puts. Where am I taking puts to? Probably $1.50 down. First stop. Second stop, we're going to be going to 211. Okay? So I'll add those levels in for you guys. And all you got to do is just look at the chart. You see how I'm doing this all on the 30-minute time frame right now? It's just a lot easier and a lot cleaner, right? Because you'll be able to blatantly see a massive resistance or a massive support on on the stock you're trading at. All right, next thing we're gonna do. And let's take a look at Tesla next. What's Tesla doing? Tesla's extremely bearish. The same level that we made yesterday where I said I wanted to be buying calls for Tesla around the 308 level is still a resistance. If we end up holding 308, I'm taking calls probably $8 up. And you see how like I have price targets. Like, obviously, this could V-shape recovery, but I'm not giving you guys false hope. Like, oh, this is the best level for calls. We're going to put new highs in. We're going to go up 30, 20, 30, 40, $50. Like, no. Like, look where I'm buying in. I'm buying in at 308, and I'm going to be selling 5 points up at 315. And then I'm going to wait for 313 to become a support, and then I take it to the next level, right? Do you see my mouse, how I'm moving? And I'm on the 30-minute time frame. I'm looking for support and resistances on the macro time frames because that's where I know where bounces are going to happen, okay? Or rejections are going to happen. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs are pretty weak right now. Big resistance around the 565 or 566 level. Okay, so I'm going to make this a big level. My level is currently exactly 565.93 on the QQQ. Remember, give or take 20, 30 cents on each key level. You don't need to buy right at them. You wait for the confirmation if it's going to work, right? And if it's saying here, if we end up rejecting, we're going to go two and a half points down to 563.70, right? Which look like a good dip buying opportunity. Why? Because that means we would have put in a higher low from yesterday to end up making a higher high, right? So 563 calls on QQQ is something that I'm definitely interested in. In the best case scenario, we drop an extra dollar and hit the big level of 562.50. That would be nice. And a big level to be watching at. But if you look, it looks like we're currently channel trading, right? We channel traded lower, then we ended up going up a little higher in channel trading, and now we're in the highest level of channel trading. So keep that in mind. MSTR is terrible, to be quite frankly. I don't want to misguide anyone either. I'm not a big crypto guy, and I know MSTR is literally only getting pumped up because the amount of Bitcoin they own, and Bitcoin is extremely volatile. If you take a look at Bitcoin, we just broke the floor, right? And we're turning it into a resistance. We broke the floor of Bitcoin, right? We broke the support that we've been having a support since July 9th, and now we dumped beneath of it, and we're using that as a resistance level. So Bitcoin could easily get a drop down to like 112, 110 possibly. So but when it comes to MSTR, I don't know if you're talking about options or if you're talking about buying shares. I do know they have a lawsuit right now. That's the reason why it's not ripping like crazy. And with Bitcoin getting that massive rip up to all-time highs, MSTR really didn't do what it should have done, in my opinion. It's definitely the lawsuit. So just stocks like this are just so scary because you can get a death candle out of nowhere and you can get a halt candle out of nowhere, right? It's all based on Bitcoin. It's all based on news and lawsuit catalysts. So for right now, I highly recommend to avoid MSTR, in my personal opinion. NVIDIA, I got a strong support at 173, right? So a strong level, sorry, I don't want to say support at 173. Look at all the resistance that we had at this level. Look at all the resistance from the last week and a half. You see the resistance, right? And now we're above resistance and we're coming back down to retest this. So above 173, NVIDIA is bullish, but you also got to take in consideration market caps, right? NVIDIA is worth a shit ton of money right now, right? Keep this in mind, right? I know it's okay to be like they're the future, NVIDIA's the future, all this and that, blah blah blah. It's just like trading crypto, guys. Always keep an eye on market caps, and when you have price targets, make them realistic price targets, and not like, oh, NVIDIA's going to 220, NVIDIA's going to 250. Like realistically, if NVIDIA were to do that, it would be worth more than Meta and Apple combined, right? Or something stupid like that. So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's take a look at Google. It's kind of crazy that a lot of these stocks they're in the same industry, and they have completely different charts. So right now, we have a big support level, right? I just happen to put my support level at 192.78 on Google. Just so happen to put it here, and just look what I'm doing. Look how I'm doing this, right? I'm connecting as most touch points as possible at a level on the 30-minute time frame, right? And now look at this. Look at all the resistance that we had here. Look at that freaking resistance, man. We ended up having a breakout, couldn't hold it, got a massive sell-off. Now look at yesterday. We had a big sell-off, boop, bounce. Dropped again, boop, bounced, right? So as of right now, 192.78 is a great level to be dip buying. And if we lose that, where are we going to? We're going to be going to Tuesdays or Wednesdays lows as soon as we end up rejecting 192.78. And this is a wrong once level. We get a nice dip back down, and with holding the low from yesterday, we get a strong bounce up. This is where I'll be taking calls from Google to 196, like 3-4 points personally for if I were to take that trade. Crowd, I don't even know why it's on my watch list. Netflix, don't touch it. Obviously, Netflix is looking like it's going to be getting a nice dip buying opportunity very soon, in my opinion. Netflix is looking primed. Maybe one more little drop, and Netflix is looking good for to buy some shares, to be honest. Let's take a look at Meta. If you look, right, I haven't touched Meta in a while because Meta has a bunch of gaps to fill. So first gap we have to fill with Meta around the 592 level. We have another gap around the 620, 650 level. And remember, just look at the history of these stocks, right? Look at all the gap ups, big strong days, and we eventually come and we fill all the gaps, right? So just keep that in mind. This is why I also like keeping gaps on my chart, open gaps. It just prevents you from getting overly bullish, right? Because especially for long-term investing, you're going to be like, yo, freaking, if Meta gets a nice drop to the 620s, I'm definitely adding to my 401k in Meta or whatever it is, hypothetically, right? This is what you want to look for long-term investing. You want these dips. You want the break of 600. This is where the best risk to reward is for long-term investing. Always keep these gaps on your chart open, right? Yes, we do got a gap to fill all the way at 480. Is this gap going to fill? It could. We do have an M-shaped pattern on the chart right now. We do have a sloping resistance. it seems kind of far-fetched for us to drop over $200. So I don't want to say wait for that level per se, but keep that in mind. And SPX levels, same as SPY, to be honest. We have heavy resistance here. Big strong support at 6144.79. Like that's where I would see a drop to in the most bearish case scenario. Maybe even 6,000. It's very possible. It's very possible to get a dip back down to 6,000 for SPX within time, right? I'm not talking about just today. So, and that's pretty much the TA on those. Anyone in the chat, Discord, do you guys want me to take a look at any tickers? Make sure to click watch list and /alerts. Mo wants everyone to put their levels on, the levels that he gave out in his trading plan. And Mo will not be in attendance today. He's traveling. So I'm gonna trade until like roughly 10 a.m. Because I have things I have to do as well. I gotta travel today as well. So I'm gonna be just sticking on here, and then I will go back live with my AirPods. But just saying, actually sharing my screen and in my studio, I'm gonna end it at 10 or just before 10. So. You guys awake? Hello, mic check. You guys hear me or what? You guys are quiet today. We need Mo to freaking wake everyone up. Remember, just keep that discipline. Remain like I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm gonna keep saying it until you guys freaking hate me. Keep your losses consistent. All right? Keep those losses consistent. Same dollar amount. Try to be as consistent as possible, because after 10 trades, you at least can guess or get 70 or 6 to 7 of them correctly out of taking 10 consistent trades, right? Which means if you kept all your losses very similar, you would still be profitable, right? And that's how you get it. By compounding small wins. Stop looking for big, massive, get-rich trades, right? From my experience, big losses or big wins come with big losses, right? Small wins come with small losses. But guess what? Compounding wins in the end. IWM, yeah, I'll do IWM. I just saw it. Okay, I'm going to do some IWM. Let's mark out some levels, okay? So we're clearly at a massive resistance level right now around the 224 level. 224 level is a massive level that we want to be watching right now, right? This is the make or break it. Look what happens when we reject it. We get sell-offs, right? We get sell-offs. We break above it. We have filled a nice gap, right? Remember that big gap up day? Came back to fill the gap. So the 224 level, and if you don't see what's happening, is pretty much every stock that we're currently watching right now, they're all at U-turn levels, right? They're all getting pulled back, pulled down, and pulled up to one big level, right? And the market's waiting for a massive breakout, or we're gonna end up returning back to the downside for a short time, right? I'm not talking about market crash. Get all that stuff out of your brain, right? No stock market crash right now. No signs of a stock market crash. You want to be focused on dip buying stocks, right? You want to be focused on that. There's zero reason to be bearish. Yes, if you're watching the 1 and 5 minute, like we do, we find shorts in a bullish trend. That is also fine, right? But when you talk about swing trading and your mindset, watching Ron Walker and all this BS, y'all got to be very, very careful. Because I've played victim to that too. There's some times, man, especially during the COVID when we were trading at 400 and 450, I think, and got a dip down to 350 for that one day, 340s. And everyone was just looking for shorts. You're like, oh my god, the stock market's gonna crash. And it just literally went from 350 to almost 650, right? So with very little pullbacks in between. Just keep that in mind. But okay, guys, today's gonna be a great day, right? We have our predetermined plans. We have our game plans, especially for SPY, right? Especially for QQQ. We got Tesla at the 608. We hold 608. We will get a push to six. Or, buddy, see, guys, I'm a little slow. Okay, Tesla, the 308 level. Where are we? See, I need my chart. 308 level, sorry. We have the big level for Tesla, 308. We hold the support. We're going to get a nice bump up 5 points, right? $5. The Qs, we come back down to the 563.70 level. This is going to be a great level to be buying call options for QQQ. Price target would be pre-market floor, probably 2 points, which is a great return, right? Yes, we could go to all-time highs. Get used to selling the move and leaving runners, right? Never let a green trade go red, ever, ever, ever. We got AMD, Mo, we already just went over that. Mo posted the levels too, guys, as I stated already, under the watch list and alerts. Make sure you put those on your charts. But just the levels that we have right here, I think a great dip buying opportunity for AMD is going to be 161.09. And if we end up losing this pre-market floor, 163.50, I even like puts down to 161. Right? Pretty much if we lose 164, we could even drop $3 on AMD. Okay, go to watch list. Hold on. There's Mo has so much stuff here. Where was it again? Give me a sec, guys. Is everyone following with me? Does anyone have any questions? Anyone want me to go over anything else? Ahmed, I hope I gave you the correct levels for IWM or what you're asking for. Mo just posted PLTR over 156, Tesla over 310. I capped in. Yes, guys, Mo just said he's boarding Sarasota in 5 minutes, so opening bell and opening drive, he'll miss. He'll also catch some shitty intraday trades if he trades on the plane as well. He's telling everyone, please size down. Doesn't take too much money at all to make a bag in Fridays, right? Keep that in mind. And for everyone who's not familiar with me, remember, guys, I master SPY. I master one ticker. I usually do not deviate to other stocks. I don't change what's not broken. I trade one ticker, me personally. So if you are used to trading other tech trades with Mo, he did post levels. And if you see a trade coming up with Mo's levels, you could just let me know, and we'll pull that up on the screen and get some entries. So what I'm focused on first thing in the morning right now is SPY, right? I'm focused on SPY. So if you are trading with me this morning alongside with me, you can open up either SPX, SPY, or ES to start things off with. Oh shoot, I almost forgot the most important part, everyone. Let's pull up, take a look at the news. Forexfactory.com. We're good today. No news Fridays. Thank you, Ahmed. I appreciate it, brother. Let's go, ladies and gents, under 1 minute. 1 minute, baby. Let's get it. I'm going to have SPY pulled up. Open your brokers. Get everything ready to go. SPY is at a crucial level right now, right? Where we want to be buying SPY call options. 634 calls is what I'm looking at. 30-minute is looking bearish. Remember, if we lose PCP, we're going to have a dump fest today. We're going to dump. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go. SPY's pre-market bounced off support. I'm looking for a nice dip back down to the 634.80s. Remember, we do have PCP right under us. Pre-market is bearish at the moment, but if we hold 635, it's going to be a long call entry. I have 634 calls on my screen ready to go. 634 calls. Not interested in puts right now, even though this is bearish, because I'm anticipating support to stand strong, right? I could be wrong. There's always two sides to the coin, right? Half the people could be looking at this as a short, and the other half can be looking at this for a call entry. But I got 634 calls on my screen. They're currently $1.66. One more dip back down around the 635 levels. I'm going to be buying calls. This is bearish. I'm waiting for our zone to hit, and I'm also waiting for a bounce from our zone before entering calls. The pre-market is set up to be bearish at the moment. Keep that in mind. Good job, Mo. Remember, I'm trading a wrong once trade, wrong once. And we want as close to this pocket as possible. There is a chance we could just literally bounce from here. So I'm just trading very carefully. Mo hit a banger, 40% on PLTR off the bat. Amazing work. Good job, Sabusa. Good job, BK. Good job, Kush. Amazing work. Guys, I'm looking to buy 634 calls right now. 634 calls, same days. I'm just buying support. I just bought in right now. I'm in at $1.63. 634 calls. My price target is going to be 634 or 635.50. I'm in 634 calls at $1.63. I'm looking to take it to pre-market resistance around the 635.40 level. There is a sloping resistance right here, but this is, remember, I told you the two sides to the coin, right? I'm buying support, right? A lot of other people are buying thinking it's going to crack. I don't buy anticipating a resistance or a support breaking. I am buying what is shown to happen. My contracts are already at $1.80 already, and the trade's not done yet. I'm going to start scaling out of this very shortly. We should get a pop to 635.40. We should. We may not, but you can keep profit stops on from now. Remember, no news today. Anything could happen, but 635 is a confirmed support. These contracts are ripping like a motherfucker right now. Excuse my French. Good job. Good job, Dimitri. Good job, bro. Keep crushing it, bro. Big bag collector. $2,500 SPX. No, good job. Good job, Sabusa. Good job, guys. Let's go. I'm scaling this move. I'm scaling this move. I'm scaling this move. These contracts are almost at $2, just shy of $2. This is a good resistance level right here to start taking profits at. I'm trimming right now. I'm trimming now. 635.50 would be an ultimate price target. I got in at $1.63. They just hit almost 190. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going, baby. Keep going, baby. We're not buying. We're buying supports. We're buying fucking supports. We're not anticipating a support to crack, right? And this could just be a dead cat bounce, hypothetically speaking. Like, there is a fucking chance, right? This is why we're selling the move at all times. We're buying 634 calls at the money. We're selling in the money, right? It literally hit our buy zone. These contracts went up 40 cents, almost 40, close to 40 cents, right? That's all you need is a one and done for the day. SPY is looking strong right now. This is the 200 EMA on the 5 minute. We could get a rejection here. This is why I started to trim at this level. And if we end up taking 635.50 out, we're going to rock it, baby. We're going to rock it, baby. We're going to fucking rock it. I bet the C team was in puts the whole time. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I'm down to runners right now. Down to runners, guys. Just because this is the 200 EMA on the 5 minute time frame. That's what you call an opening fucking drive, baby. And remember, we're selling. You see where we sell? We sell where a rejection could happen, right? We sold where a rejection could happen. Yes, this could still go to 636. I don't trade like that. I'm always selling the move at all times, right? I'm securing my bag, and guess what? I can always re-enter. If we end up holding 630 or 635.40 as a support, I'll buy calls again, right? I'm not too concerned about that. I still have a position with calls. I still have runners. I still have runner. I still like this trade. Obviously, anything could happen up here. This is a 200 EMA. We call it the free money line. Those contracts went from in the 160s to almost $2, guys, in one candle. That's that maple syrup light, baby. Remember, strong bounce off 635. As bearish as this look, we're waiting for 635 to become a resistance, right? We had a nice wick up, a nice wick down. And guess what? If we end up holding 635, again, I'm going to get puts. And if we end up rejecting 635, guess what? I'm buying 635 puts. That's it. I still have runners on calls. I still have my runners on calls. I don't recommend it. I would just take profits. I just like the 635, right? I really like 635. And you can always re-enter, right? Now, this is also could be another dip buying opportunity right here, 635 again. 635. If we make this a floor, we're going to continue to rock it up. I got 634 puts again on my screen. And I just doubled down my runners at $1.70. And I'm looking for a new high of day. We're anticipating 635, right? This level right here to remain as a support, 635. Okay? Yes, this is bearish, the 5-minute candle. But guess what? You know what's not bearish? Holding fucking support of 635. Once we crack 635, then you get bearish, right? Once we can't hold 635, then you'd be like, oh, this, okay, so this is what the market wants to do. The market wants to fucking dump. But no, the market doesn't want to fucking dump right now because we are holding 635 as a fucking support. Just hit that back to back. Contracts are already at $1.81. Let's go, baby. Pump, pump, pump. Again, you want to get your entries closest to 635 as possible to go long. Buying calls right now is extremely high risk. Buying calls at 635 is the lowest lick. The 200 EMA. I'm just being a little bit ballsy right now, right? But if we end up cracking this, we're going to fucking moon. We're going to moonshot to 636. We're going to fucking moonshot. I'm sorry for swearing, guys. My bad. Look at my entries today. Look at my entries today. 2 entries under 635, right? This is the best risk to reward. Yes, we could still reject up here, so you got to take profits, right? But look, it's all about where you're buying in at. And if you're buying in calls like right now, of course it's high risk because look where it can go back to. It can go back and retest 635 again. But if you're buying at right under 635, this is your best risk to reward. Right now I'm locked and loaded. And if we come back down to 635, guess what? I get out clean. I'm not taking a 20, 30, 40 cent hit on my contracts. I'd be able to get out break even. I'm looking for 635.50. 635.50. That's what I'm looking for again. To potentially 636. Remember, you want your entry as close to the buy zone as possible. You see the 200 EMA? You see why we always scale out at the free money line? You can leave runners, but you got to take majority of your position off, right? SPY is still on track to be bullish. There, like other than this rejection up top, I don't see a reason for puts right now. And I'm talking about macro for the macro because we're bouncing off of support, right? But again, these levels are only from yesterday and the day before, so they're not concrete massive levels to be watching. So anything could obviously happen, but guess what? I'm buying support. I'm not in puts at support. That's just stupid. Let's take a look at some other stocks. Anyone looking at anything else? Let's look at Tesla. Tesla broke over our level. Did you see that? As soon as we ended up holding. Guys, we did this in the pre-market live stream this morning. Look, remember I said if we can use 308 as support, it's going to moonshot. Where? To 613. You see how rarely, like we just missed it to 312.75? Google just skyrocketed too. Everything's looking bullish right now. I'm still in 634 calls. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I'm buying support, right? Everything is starting to look like it's everything did get a nice pump, and from what I'm looking at right now is the bears are here though. Bears are definitely here right now. What's the Qs doing? The Qs are, look, this is the Qs make or break it bounce right here. SPY still trying to be strong. Again, we got to get over this 200 EMA. There is no news today. Not too much could happen, right? You don't want to get IV crushed. Just keep an eye on everything, right? I'm keeping an eye while I'm in a SPY trade. I'm watching the VIX. I'm watching the Qs. Qs just got another rejection right here on the 5-minute time frame. We're going to see if it holds. SPY hit support, immediately bounce, and now we're just holding. So when something can't break up, it's going to break down, and vice versa. When something can't break down, it's going to break up. As long as you're buying in at a support, this is the best risk to reward to hold this position to a price target of 636. But we are getting, it is looking weak up here. This is pre-market resistance. And we just got a bearish 5-minute candle. If we can break the high of the previous 5-minute candle, we're going to moonshot. We're fighting this 200 EMA right now. We're fighting it. If we can get by it. I know a lot of people are going to be lined up for puts right now. But a lot of people are going to be lined up for puts because they're shorting fucking 3 resistance candles, which is a terrible risk to reward. But it could work out, right? It's like anything. There's always we could dump or we could rip, right? It's all about where your entry is. That's it. And we got 3 rejections right here around the 635.30, 635.40 level. 3 rejections. This is the make or break it right now. Let's take a look at the Qs. What's the Q saying? Oh, Q's got a nice pump. Qs are looking sexy right now. Qs are looking for a nice breakout potentially if we take out the opening. If we put a new high of day in, Qs will be strong. SPY's floating. We could get another retest of 635, very potential. But as long as we hold in, we keep making higher lows, SPY's going to break out. Again, there's no reason to be shorting the S&P 500 right now other than resistance, right, at not that big of a level, right? Like the biggest level to trade is going to be the 635. You could get early, as of right now, into puts, right? And like do your risk to reward with a new high of day, potentially. But once you see a floor like this, you just want that extra added confirmation. You want 635 to crack, and then you're gonna be like, even if you're not even in a trade right now, you could be like, yo, I want to be bullish, but this is looking kind of weak right now. And if I were to enter puts, I want to see 635 slice, and then I'm gonna get into it, right? 2 sides to every coin. Whole lot of nothing. All we did is have a big pump so far on SPY. Qs are trying to break out. We could pump. We could pump right now on Qs, but this is resistance. This is still resistance for Qs. SPY's bleeding a little bit, doing the opposite of the Qs. Hopefully the Qs can end up bringing it back up. Q strong, headed towards resistance though. If we end up rejecting one more time here on Qs, I could see a potential red day. But honestly, shit's looking strong. The market's nothing crazy. Everything looks like it's bouncing. So as of right now, we're either gonna make money or lose money, baby. We're either gonna bounce, right, or reject. So PLTR Hulk, baby. Apple's trying to bounce back, had a big rejection. Can the Qs push? Qs are still waiting. SPY's just SPY, man. I'm still in 634 calls. Can someone in the chat tell me why I'm in SPY calls right now? Does anyone have a crystal ball? And it sucks. Because usually some days you're going to enter a trade and it's going to just shoot or dump right in your direction. It's going to be so beautiful. You're going to make fast money so quick. And then there's days like this where we've been in the same range for 15 minutes, right? Exactly, BK. It's just holding. It's holding, right? Don't anticipate support breaking. Buy support. Don't anticipate resistance, right? Cracking. Short resistance. I don't care what indicators you're using. I don't care what fucking YouTube video you watched. Don't care. Play what you see. Trade what you see at all times. Yo, this chart's whack, man. It's looking so bullish and then immediately so bearish. Can you explain when you would re-enter for calls / shorts when you already went cash? Yeah, easy. So prior resistance right now is around the 635.40 level, right? 635.40. It's a resistance for 20 minutes, right? So I would wait until we end up holding 635.40 as support to go long, right? And for puts, an entry for puts is for me, honestly, for my trading style, I would have to wait to short till under 635, personally. Of course, you could how many micro traders bought puts here, still holding puts, bought here, they're still holding puts, they're still holding same days, they're adding, right? They keep adding to their puts, they keep adding. Oh, this is looking weak. Oh, this is very weak. We're about to put a new high day in. It's a terrible risk to reward. Buy the confirmation. So for puts, you're talking about risking 40 cents. I'm either buying puts right here or I'm buying puts right here. Buying puts right here, we could easily rock it and rip to 636, right? So it's that risk to reward for calls. You see how this is the best risk to reward for calls all day? These two ticks where we bought calls. And look where we're currently trading at, right? But if you would have bought puts into here, puts into here, puts into here, with all these long wicks beneath of us, it's just it's all about that risk to reward. And I'm not saying that we're not going to dump right now. I'm not, by any means, I'm not saying that. It's just about your entry. And you're buying puts right now when we know once we hold 635 support, look where we minimum go to, right? 635.40. Look where we end up going. 635.80s, right? Look where we end up going, 636. Look where we end up going, 636. Every time we bounce off this level, right? And that's just going off the history of yesterday. So I don't want to be short biased with a bounce off 635 because yesterday's chart has shown us that we keep bouncing, right? Let's go. New hive day. New hive day. Keep shorting, bears. Keep adding to your hundreds of same day contracts. Keep going, baby. Keep going. I'm scaling out of these. That was a longer hold. And this is pre-market resistance. If we blow through here, let's go. These contracts are almost at $2. And there you go. I'm all out of calls, guys. That was a one and done. I actually hit that play twice. Okay, SPY's done with. I don't know what's going to happen here. This is pre-market resistance. Don't give two shits of shorting it, to be honest, until I start seeing some weakness. Let's look at IWM. IWM. Ahmed, if you're still in the chat, remember I told you the big level is the 224 level. We broke, retested, dumped. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon, we had a big level here at 232.23. Right? This was a floor that we made. If we end up making this a resistance, we have a lot of downside. We broke, retest, dumped, and now it's trying to hold the 232.20s again. If we end up holding support here, we're going to hit pre-market highs. Let's look at Bubba. Fuck Bubba. Screw APP. Don't really care about it. We just want to. Amazon just got on, or AMD just got a freaking hulky baby. Hulky baby. PLTR is definitely going weak right now. Apple's weak, man. That was a strong rejection from 214.50. I would wait until we're back above 214.51 to hit calls for Apple. Tesla looks like it's going to go to our buy area 213 and up. Q's just hit resistance at 565.93. If we hold this 565.93, as we talked about in the pre-market live stream, we're probably going to hit 566.80s pre-market. MSTR, don't care. Nvidia, look at the levels that we made. Who asked me about Nvidia? Someone asked me about Nvidia, and we did it live. We made a key level at 173, right? Look at this. It's the same thing that happened with SPY. Same thing, 173 support, we're going to go up. Look at one, bounce, support. Buy at 173 once. You have nothing to lose. Buy at 173 again, nothing to lose. Third time, nothing to lose. And now look where we are. Really? Everyone in my life, especially women, think my voice is annoying. But thank you, Josh. Let's take what did SPY end up doing? Yeah, you see how we hit resistance, and as bullish as we are, it's like I don't want to anticipate something happening. But going back to Sydney, remember I told you the entry for calls 635.40, right? We broke through it, came back to retest. Now this is your new area to be buying calls at 635.40. This is going to be your best risk to reward buying calls here, because if you're wrong, SPY's most likely going to dump today. Thanks, Mac. Hilarious. Josh, it's like it's the opposite for me when it comes to Mo. Mo's voice is so American, so country. I love listening to him talk. He's just like, you guys probably don't catch it, but where I'm from, like Mo just sounds so country and so like America, Team America, right? Remember, don't FOMO out on puts. We know our level 635 is the level for puts. We're still putting in higher lows at the moment. It's a shitty chart, to be honest. But you see how you have to sell calls here? It's at the resistance. And this could still bounce, by the way. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. So don't get overly bearish right now. Oh man, I'm not too sure, buddy. We're kind of like sideways trading at the moment. I feel like the best trades have already worked out. Anyways, guys, you guys got the levels right. If I think the biggest level, look at that rejection from the Qs. So once Qs end up holding 563.93 as a support, it's gonna moonshot SPY above 635. Even if we come back down to this range, even 634.80, and we break it, wait to see where the first 5-minute candle ends. Give it 10 minutes, right, to know if we're gonna go to PCP or not. And if you end up seeing a nice bounce above 635 again, this is where you take calls. This is the pocket to take calls for SPY until it's a resistance, right? We do a break, retest. This is where you get the puts to go down to PCP. I'm traveling today, guys. I actually have to leave right now, but I will be back on with AirPods. So give me a little bit, okay? And I will be back on. Hopefully you guys hit a couple trades today. Again, my trades were nothing brag-worthy. I just bought support, right? So, and I'm still bullish on SPY until we start seeing some weakness. So we'll wait to see what happens. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for listening to me. If you have any questions or need any help, always just feel free to direct message Mo or myself, and we'll be glad to help you guys out. So thank you again, and I'll see everyone in a little bit. Take care, guys.